Hello, Ron Briggs, Blackmore, Vale Honey, and welcome back to the channel. Short little video, this one. All we're going to be talking about in this episode is space. Not the space up there with the astronauts and the rockets and the stars and things. The space that we need at this time of year inside the colony. So the summer's nearly done. It won't be much longer before we're into fleeces and long trousers. But we've got to start thinking about that time when we are there. Now, my WhatsApps, my phones, my emails, telephone calls have been going mad at the moment with beekeepers at the moment, unsure what to do with going into the winter about getting their boxes off and what sort of space they've got to leave them with. So I thought I'd put a little video out now because it's quite timely, because there still is plenty of time left in the season to sort it out. Where you are in the world is going to be completely different. Where you are in the country is going to be completely different. In fact, where you are even locally within your county is going to be completely different. So let me give you an example of that. So here in the UK, I'm on a WhatsApp group with people all over the country. And the difference in the country as to what's going on in people's colonies and their apiaries is massively different. So mate of mine just up, I suppose just outside Birmingham, mid-country, nothing left coming in. There's all of his apiaries, and so he is probably getting ready for the winter, and he's looking at his autumn treatments, etc., etc. But down here on the, and then go further north into Scotland, they still have a lot of rain, so they've got flows on, so they've got loads of supers still going on. Then you come down here into Dorset, and I've got 4 apiaries. One apiary, there's nothing coming in, no forage at all. Then in another apiary, there is forage coming in, not a huge amount of it, but it's being battered by the wasps. And then I've got this apiary and one that's fairly close, which are doing absolutely lovely. There's a flow on. The other one, not this one because it's all nukes, but the other one, 2 supers, and only did an extraction 3 weeks ago. So it is completely different. So what I'm going to say is kind of what I'm doing, but you need to read your own circumstances. You need to read your own situation. You need to read your own environment as to what's going on. But here it is for me. So I've got a lot of people wanting to get down onto one box and needing to get their autumn treatments on. And I get that because you can't treat, in the main, you can't treat when you're doing, when you've got your supers on. So, but your bees do need enough space. So old beekeepers will tell you, no, there's a certain date in the month, that's when we do things. This is the time of the year we do this. This is the time of year we do this. This is the time of the year we do this. But the seasons are changing. The environment's changing. And it doesn't quite work. That's not to say you don't listen to old beekeepers. You do, because they're really, really knowledgeable. But let's go back to that old rhyme about swarms. A swarm in May is worth a load of hay. A swarm in June, a silver spoon. A swarm in July is not worth a fly. So that was it. So that was kind of, you go back even 10 years, 10, 20, 30, 40 years, that was it. There was never you got a swarm in July and it was really, really late. Last year, I collected a swarm back end of August. And on the social media page there, people were collecting swarms in September because it's just the way we are at the moment. We've been bone dry in this part of the country. So I'm sure if we suddenly got some rain, there might even be a bit of a flow on. And so then you congest your colonies down and they'll think about swarming. And that's the case. If the bees haven't got the space, they will think about swarming, even at this time of year. So how do we do it then? How are we gonna play it? So the first thing obviously you've got to consider about is getting your extractions done. I used to have 1 extraction for the summer because I wasn't going to get everything out, get it all dirty for more than 1 extraction. However, I was noticing I was extracting later and later and later because they just kept bringing it in. And the last couple of years, I was putting the wet supers back on and they were just filling them up again, especially ivy. I've had a couple of ivy crops the last couple of years. So obviously all the time that the supers are on, you can't really treat. So is that really a problem though? I'd say for the last couple of years, I'd say no, because the winters have been so mild. If you're not treating till September, and let's say you're using Apivar and it's 10 weeks, yeah, okay, that's into November, but there's still some warm days in November that you can just whip the top off to get the strips out. And obviously if you're treating something like Apigard, it's not a problem. You're taking the top off and you're just taking the trays off. So you obviously do what you need to do in your area for your forage. Like I said, I've got two apiaries now which are not doing much. They've got a box on, they're not in the box. We can start thinking about taking that off. I've got another apiary, it's got 2 supers on. I'm seriously debating whether I need to put a third one on before I do any extracting. And I'd quite like to get some ivy this year. So that's going to push everything on. But in the main, we need to start getting them down for the winter. So you want your big strong colonies, but you want your big strong colonies in that one brood box. And don't forget, at this time of year, those numbers are going to start decreasing. Ever since the summer solstice, the days are getting shorter. The amount of brood that's going on in these hives is less. And in fact, the brood that's in there is the winter bees. So that's going to draw down and become less. But they still need space at the moment. So once you've done the extractions, put a super back on if you need to. Have a look in your brood box. If there's loads of frames in there that have not been touched, then you don't need to bother. But if it's looking pretty stuffed in the brood box, leave a super on. Makes no odds, because all you need, if you don't extract that super, all you need to do is take it off. You can put it in one of those bags. I'll show you one that you can get from IKEA that fits a super beautifully, a national super. You can put it in one of those, store it for the winter. Or if you've got a lot of supers, you can stack them high, wrap them up, and leave them then, and then give it back to the bees in the spring. Acts like rocket fuel if you give them some of their stores back in the spring. So I guess the point I'm making is don't rush to get them down onto that single box, because if you compress them down into your single brood box, now at this time of year, there is a chance they may still swarm. Give them the space that they need. Yes, ultimately you do want your bees down into one brood box going into the winter. Much easier for them. A smaller space is easier for them to heat. It's easier for you to manage, especially if you need to start thinking about moving colonies over the winter. But there's no rush just yet. Think about it. Think about how you're going to manage it. Start bringing them down as they're ready for it. So if you've got a box that's only got half in it, maybe the super, you can start removing that, but leave them enough space. So there you go. It's only a short little video, and I wanted to get it out now because it's more timely, because that's what everybody's going through. So let me know in the comments if you want a bit more of that kind of input, stuff that's happening right now, and I'll see if I can't facilitate. But yeah, so hope you enjoyed that. Hope you got something from it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.